So when I was writing out the script for this video, or points that I was going to talk about in this video, I highlighted a couple of things, and that's the reason why this episode is called Fitness for Beginners. And the reason why I'm speaking to beginners here is because I think that they are the most undereducated, underlooked part of fitness, if this makes sense, right? So when people are talking about fitness and talking to people who are just getting into fitness, they tend to explain or do too much, right? And one of my goals for starting this YouTube channel and finally coming to a place where I'm able to make the kind of content that I want to when it comes to fitness and nutrition is that I wanted to be able to be very clear, like to be as brutally honest as possible when it comes to fitness, because there's a lot of lying about that. And for a very long time, I have tried not to make those videos, or I have stayed away from making those videos because, like, okay, I'm just going to stay in my sphere and influence the people that I can, or the people that find me and everybody else. But like, as I'm getting older and as I'm, being more, what's the word, in depth in fitness, being more, being in the place where I realize this is something I'm going to do to whenever, right? And also being less apologetic, to be honest, about what people say or what people think. I'm coming to a place where not addressing it or not addressing this part of fitness or helping beginners find their foot when it comes to fitness is, I can't do it anymore. So this video is about fitness for beginners, and I'm going to discuss a lot of key points, right? So when you're first starting out with fitness, you get a lot of ideas or a lot of, comments or contributions. Oh, you should go off carbs for a while, stop eating fruits, stay on an only protein diet, eat only salads and, very little carbs, or go on a keto diet, you will lose weight fast. And it bothers me that this kinds of advice is flying around, right? Or yes, my friend tried a 2-week vegetable diet, so you can do that, or you don't even have to work out. Just there's this woman I know, there's this supplement you take. When you're a professional in this field, hearing stuff like this gets tiring, right? Because one part of you is exhausted, is bare exhaustion, to be honest, from all the lying and all the bad advice. And the other part of you feels bad for people who are going to take this advice and jump on it. When I worked in the hospital, which is, I don't think something I put out a lot, but I did clinical nutrition. I practiced clinical nutrition for a bit. And when I worked in the hospital, like, we get a lot of consultations where people would come to the hospital and be talking about some drastic measure that they are taking to lose weight. And it's like, how? Like, people were showing up falling sick, or their cholesterol level was way too high. And it's like, what's going on? Like, and you hear like stories of what they've tried or what things they've done. So the first thing I want to speak about is the fact that carbohydrates is not your enemy. Carbohydrates is not even the problem, right? It's the overconsumption of carbohydrates that is your problem. It's not the fact that you consume carbohydrates. Like, you're supposed to eat carbohydrates. 95% of what your brain uses for processing of information, for helping you be able to go to school, do work and stuff like that, is carbohydrates. 95% of the carbohydrate that you eat is absorbed. Like, if let's say you have work to do, or you're on your laptop, or you're at school, 95% of the carbohydrate that you eat in that time, your brain will use it. It's a thing, right? I don't want to be too nerdy on this video because I'm speaking of fitness for beginners, but in biochemistry and like in the cycle, when you look at the processing of carbohydrates and how it is broken down, all of that is there, right? So carbohydrates is not the problem. You need carbohydrates, right? And your body's mechanic, like your body's functioning, your systems, they were built to break down carbohydrates, right? They were built to use carbohydrate for fuel. There are exceptions to this, obviously, if you have like an autoimmune deficiency or disorder, if you have like a health issue, if you have celiac disease, stuff like that, where you cannot consume carbohydrates because it is now going to work against you, right? This is when other diets are suggested that, okay, fine, go on this so that your body can reverse or turn around the process that it uses and use something else. For example, when the keto diet was formed, the ketogenic diet, when it was formed, it was not intended for weight loss, right? It was created because of epilepsy, right? And it was the fact that in order to stop the seizures or to reduce the seizures that an epileptic person, the way English used to do on this channel, guys, you know, it's only when I'm recording video that my English used to slap. The epileptic seizures, right, were seen to reduce when the major source of energy was not coming from carbohydrates, right? And most people don't know this, but let me bust your head. When an epileptic person is put on the ketogenic diet when it was first formed, it wasn't a lifetime thing. It was for a period of time, and the person was monitored by doctors and nutritionists and all of that. It was for a period of time. And when the seizures had come to a minimum, right, they start slowly introducing carbohydrates back in, right, to see how the person responds and how the brain is now able to conform to the process has been put through, right? So carbohydrate is slowly introduced back. So I'm saying this to tell you that even the reason why it was formed for epilepsy and epileptic patients, right? They didn't even stay on ketogenic diets for their entire life. Do you understand? So the fact that you're going on it and doing it because, you want to lose weight is problematic. And what people don't understand about diets is the first time that you try something else, it's going to work. There's no diet that you are going to start today that you will not see results in the first 4 weeks. None. Like if you go on a strict diet, ketogenesis, if you decide, you want to go on ketogenic diet, you decide you want to go on Atkins diet, only fruits diet, only veggies, it will work because, and here's why, your body is not used to what is going on right now. It is going to work because you just basically introduced a foreign system into here. It's running helter-skelter to try and understand what's going on. Oh my God. So it will work and maybe you lose significant weight. But a lot of times you're not even losing weight from fats. That's another thing that has to be noted. So you will drop on the scale at first. And then it gets to the point where you will now plateau, because what happens is, and this is one of the reasons why I'm a nerd about nutrition and fitness, because I love how the body was designed, how our systems work. The fact that all you have to do is introduce something, leave it for a bit. Once your body adapts, that's the end, right? Once your body adapts, it's like, okay, I've adapted. Very good. I now understand what you are doing to me. You cannot get me anymore. The reason why this video is going to address beginners is because I feel like they are always, like, most people do not consider them when it comes to fitness. Most people don't make content to address their struggles, right? And you're seeing somebody come online or on Instagram and posting a video that you have to be like at intermediate fitness levels or advanced for you to even achieve stuff like that, right? Or somebody is posting stuff about nutrition and telling you, if you cut out all of these things, you will lose. And it's like, I'm just beginning. I just start. Another thing that people don't understand is that human psychology is very beautiful. You can't tell somebody to do something, force them to go to a place where you give them no other option, and it's like, you must do this thing or you will not lose weight, and then you do it for a while. One day the person is going to wake up, their brain will be tired, and they'll just be like, I know they do this thing again. I fat, I don't keep it saying. End of story, right? So if you're a beginner looking to start out in fitness, I'm going to explain a couple of things that you need to know. And one of them is what I said. Carbohydrates is not bad. It's the overconsumption of carbohydrates. And by that, in simple terms, is you eating pizza on a Friday is not the issue. It's you eating pizza Monday to Sunday that's the problem. Consistently. That's overconsumption. Having a bar of chocolates once a week, it's not the problem. Having a glass of wine once a week, it's not the problem. Having, what else is carbohydrate? Pack of cookies Let's say you decide today I don't want one cookie or two. There are 8 or 10 inside this pack. I'm finna eat it. Having that pack of cookies once a week is not the issue. Having a pack of cookies Monday to Sunday is your problem. Yeah. The overconsumption of it is the issue. Consuming fatty foods, fries, what else? What else is like popular that people eat? Chibem, what else is popular that people eat? Yeah, but that's not okay. Well, that's fat too, Sha. So I mean, ice cream has fat, but carbs as well. So fatty foods, all the deep fried things, chips, chicken wings, ice cream, deep fried plantain. Chibem is giving me. See, today she's not being a bully. This is the Chibem I like. But it's okay. Let's focus on what we're saying. She's giving me bad eye, you guys, but it's okay. But yeah, fatty foods, all the oils that are like granite oil and stuff like that, right? If let's say on a Wednesday we decide that I'm gonna eat fries, deep fried fries, that is not the problem. The issue with atherosclerosis, which is clogging of the arteries by fat, obesity, and all the other things that obesity lead to, right? The issue is the overconsumption of fat, of low quality fat, because these fats that you're consuming, chicken, when you deep fry chicken, even the skin, all of that, these fats have saturated fatty acids, right? And those are the problems, like, to your health. The overconsumption of like fats that are not good for you is the issue. It's not the consumption of it, right? So if you say, oh, today I'm going to have ice cream once a week, that's not the problem. That's not why you're overweight or obese. If you say you're going to have fries once a week, that's not the problem, right? It's the fact that you're eating ice cream Monday to Sunday, fries Monday to Sunday. That's the problem. It's overconsumption. Yeah. And what you need to understand, like I said, low quality fats, what you need to understand is that high quality fats are good for you. Nuts, seed oils, so nuts, almonds, granules, what other nuts are there? Pistachios, pecans, oils, olive oil, coconut oil. All of these things are good for you because these are good fats, right? These are high quality fats. So if you're going to switch up your eating and you're typically used to, another thing I need to note before I continue, since we're talking about fats, is palm oil does not contain cholesterol. Light bulb. But yeah, palm oil doesn't contain cholesterol, and the reason is this: it's from a plant. I'm giving you guys one moment of silence. Yeah. Palm oil doesn't contain cholesterol. It's a plant source oil. So there's no cholesterol in it. So yeah, you might want to go and beat anybody that I've told you this. You might want to flog them. You can have palm oil. It's actually quite healthy for you, if I'm being completely honest. But what you also have to understand is everything in moderation, right? So again, like I was saying, if you're going to switch up your diet, you're a beginner, you want to, eat healthier, what you need to be doing is, oh, I always deep fry potatoes and deep fry plantain and the rest of them. Let me try and invest in buying an air fryer. If I don't have an air fryer, let me try and invest in grilling my food more. Like, I don't eat fried food. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I ate fried food. I don't remember, to be honest. Okay, yes, I went out with Ada the other day, and I don't even like fried fries. Like, I've eaten grilled food for so long that the taste of deeply fried fries actually like irritates me. Like, I don't like it. It doesn't taste nice to me. But yeah, like, she was eating and I'm like, oh, let me even taste your fries. And I had like a few, like maybe 5 or something or 6. So yeah, that's not a problem. That's like, because I don't want it to be that, oh, I said you can never eat fries. No. What I'm saying is that you over consuming it is your problem. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. So you're going to switch up your diet and say, okay, fine, fried food, I'm going to keep it to a minimum, right? And then I will focus on sticking to air frying my food more, sticking to grilling my food more. And I'm telling you that this one slight change in your general nutrition will do you a lot of good. right? Another thing is when it comes to carbohydrates, if every single time you eat a meal, right, you're eating carbohydrates every single time. And I know that people watching this video are going to say, but that's hard in Nigeria because, most of our foods are carbs. Yes, most of our foods are carbs, but I still attain my fitness goals in this country, right? And I eat Nigerian foods. So you can decide that, okay, fine. You can decide that, okay, fine, I'm going to eat carbs, but I'm going to keep it to a minimum. And by that, I'm saying if before, when you take, like, let's say your plate is this big, right? This is your plate. And when you take this plate before, you used to fill this entire space with rice. What you need to do is, first of all, just half of this plate, right? That's a first step. Half of it. The other half that used to be filled with rice, fill the other half with veggies and protein, right? Protein, meat, fish, eggs. That's a step. That's a very big step. Yeah. As time goes along, this rice now that is plenty, like maybe you're filling this entire part of plate, depending on your body goals, depending on your size, genetics, your body type, you can either decide to leave this carbs the way it is or to reduce the portion of carbs, right? Notice how I'm not saying to starve yourself or to take carbs off. No, because you need carbs for energy. You need carbs for your day-to-day activity. And if we're being completely honest, yeah, when you even start working out and lifting, right, there are people who have reduced their carbohydrate intake so low, like, and again, if you're watching this video and maybe like you're struggling with this, you reduce your carbohydrate intake to the point that you are unable to even lift as much as you used to be able to lift, right? You're tired all the time, you're sluggish. I want you, if you're listening to this video, to do something for me. Just when this video ends, when you stop watching it, go and add a portion of carbohydrates, like increase your food. Like let's say maybe the rice, it was 1 cup before. Add maybe half a cup to that. And then go and train the next day and you will feel the difference. Do you understand? So if you lift a lot as well and you're watching this video, if you reduce your carbs too much, take it to like a very low rate, it will affect your output, right? It will affect strength. And if you're training for strength, that is a big problem. You can't have your carbs be too low because it will affect your like strength output. Yeah. All right. Now moving on. So yeah, a beginner, like I said, small steps. The next one is protein. Now there's an argument where, you can overconsume protein or you shouldn't eat too much protein. It's bad for your kidneys. What I'm going to start doing in this channel is that when I talk about fitness and nutrition, I'm going to post reviews and research. I'm going to post research that has been done on the particular topic, the most recent research, and so that you can see that no, we start jolly talk. Understand? But yeah, according to the latest research so far, you cannot overconsume protein. And I'm going to explain that before you guys now say, Solomon said that I should just sit and be chopping protein, be calming down. But yeah, latest research is that the bare minimum for protein, the bare minimum is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. I'm going to explain how that works in general terms and in reality and how to calculate and all that. So now, if the bare minimum for protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, yeah, what we're saying is that if you're a 70 kg woman or man, 0.8 times 70 kg gives you 56 grams of protein. That is the bare minimum, meaning that is like your baseline for protein per day. And what I want you to note is that 0.8 grams means that if you're not active as a human being that just used to exist, you just wake up in the morning, you just breathe. You go to work, you come back. If you're not active, that's your bare minimum for protein, right? Now, if you are active, if you're somebody that lifts a lot of weight, if you go to gym a lot, your protein needs are quite different from somebody who is sedentary, right? So you cannot be using 0.8 grams to qualify or to calculate your own protein needs because it's not going to fly. Because at the end of the day, what happens is if you're not consuming enough protein, your body will break down your stored muscle protein for it to use for its repair of tissue and building new tissue and muscle and all of that, right? So if you are active and you do a lot of lifting and stuff, like for me, 0.8 grams of protein for me, I would literally be dying. Jenna, I would kill myself. I would be killing my muscle. I will not. In fact, all my muscle mass will die. It go off. It go just do. It go flat like this. Yeah, as a beginner, your protein intake 0.8 grams of protein, which is if we're following that, right, and you're just starting out, like changing your nutrition, you have not even started working out. If we're following that, a standard chicken breast that is about 100 grams, 100 and maybe 20 grams, right, gives you about 30 to 37 grams of protein, right? And if we're using baseline, 37 minus 56, we're looking at that's 19, I think. I think that's 19. Guys, my math is, if I didn't press calculator, so I think I said the thing before on Twitter where I can't, how people do 87 minus 23 plus 8. I can't do that thing with my head. I'm so sorry. And for me to even do it with my head, I'll say, okay, 87 minus 23, 3 minus 7, I'll first get that number. That's 84, right? So that leaves me with 20. If I now say 84 minus 20, I know that 4 minus 0 is going to be 4 there. So now 8 minus that other 2. Yeah, that's how I do maths. And some people's brains compute differently. Mine does. Moving on. But yeah, so 56 minus 37 or 30 grams. 56 minus 30 will give you 26, right? 56 minus, let's say maybe it's 37. It gives you 19. Yes. Oh, okay, I was correct. So yeah, 19. So depending on the weight of the protein, right? Depending on the weight of chicken, I'm just giving like an example. If you say, okay, fine, you're going to do eggs. 1 egg has about 7 grams of protein. 2 eggs will give you 14 grams of protein, right? 14 minus 56, we are at 42, right? So you have 42 for the rest of the day to like make up for. This is just me giving an example. If you're a beginner, you're trying to eat healthier, you haven't added working out yet, right? Now moving on to fat. For fat, it really depends on what they call it. It depends on what your goal is and what fat sources you are looking at, right? If I use an example, so if we're looking at extra virgin olive oil, right? The serving for extra virgin olive oil is about 15 ml. And if you take the tablespoon that we use in Nigeria, those regular spoons that we used to eat, right? One of that gives you about 6 to 7 grams, 6 to 7 ml of oil, right? So 2 of it will actually end up giving you the 15 ml for the serving, right? I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments after you watch this video. The serving of olive oil is about 15 ml, right? And that's about 2 tablespoons of the Nigerian spoon that we use, not the bigger tablespoon, right? So in that, you have about maybe 14 grams of fat. If your fat goal for the day is, let's say, 80 grams, right? 14 grams, you're not dealing with that much to make up for the day, right? I'm just giving an example of what it will look like if you decide, okay, fine, I'm a beginner, I need to better my nutrition. And what I want to tell you is just switch up stuff slowly. So take out the groundnut oil that you use, and reduce the excess frying of food, and invest in an air fryer, or start grilling your food, right? Then for carbohydrates, like I said, reduce your portion. If you are used to eating like the entire plate, like I said, cut it in half and then fill up the others with veggies and protein. And for protein, I said the baseline is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Yeah. So if you're a beginner, obviously you don't need to now, okay, I'm going to go and overconsume protein and only like eat protein for 1 week and I'll lose weight. Do you understand? Don't be too drastic when it comes to fitness. When it comes to fitness, be looking at longevity, right? Focus on longevity. Know that this is something that it did not take you 1 day to be overweight, to be unhealthy, to be obese. It's not going to take you 1 day to be healthy, right? It's not going to take you 1 week. That's why the approach of, drink slim tea, wear waist trainer, and eat only air, breathe air, chew ice block, and you lose weight. It doesn't ever make sense. And I always tell people that come to me, like, you have to understand that my approach is sustainability, right? I'm going for sustainability. I'm going for you to be able to do this for a lifetime. Do you understand? So I'm not going to come and tell you that, oh, what you need to do is eat maybe 1 meal a day of one salad and drink only water. And are you trying to perish? As in, is it that life is that you want to kill yourself? So you're not like, let me use fitness. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's it with nutrition. So now let's go to, again, let me just emphasize the protein thing. When it comes to protein, if you're an intermediate or advanced listening to this and you kind of have a confusion about it, understand that 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight does not apply to you because it's too baseline, and your body needs more protein because it needs to be able to repair the muscles that you're tearing when you work out, right? So 0.8 grams is not for you. That is for beginners. Moving on to fitness. You have to understand that, for example, if you buy a dog and your dog is always in the house, you don't walk your dog, you start to notice that it's like this, my dog, every time they lazy, they sleep, they chop, sleep. My dog is looking as if he's putting on too much weight and is getting lazier. Why is and this thing is so mad because you don't think to yourself, let me start giving this dog Slim Tea. What you think to yourself is that let me start walking my dog more, right? It applies to human beings too. If you are gaining weight and you are, okay, I don't dey fat, so you can't be saying to yourself, okay, let me go and drink Slim Tea and wear waist trainer, right? It applies. Let me move more. So let me work out more. And it can be as simple as beginning that, okay, fine, I'm going to set a goal, 5 kilometers per day. Or I'm going to start with 3 kilometers or 2 kilometers per day, right? That's a start. As you progress, you now be able to, okay, fine, I'm going to increase to 5 kilometers. Then I'm going to try to jog for half of a kilometer and walk for the rest 4.5. Or I'm going to jog for 1 kilometer and walk for the remaining 4. The thing is that you've done something, right? And like I always say to my clients, consider your fitness, right, as a bank account that you deposit money into. Because if you were saving for a house, and let's say the house costs you 100 million, right? You're not going to just say, okay, I'm going to save this 1 month, and after 1 month, if I'm not at 100 million, that means I can never own that house. You're not going to do that, right? You say, okay, fine. You write out a plan, you write out a financial goal. You say, okay, maybe every month I should have saved maybe 1 million, depending on what I earn. Or if I don't earn as much, okay, every month my target is to at least save 500,000, right? And you work towards that target. And you keep depositing into that bank account for your house till you hit the amount that you want, right? So why is it that when it comes to fitness, there's this instant gratification mentality? Like, it doesn't work. You have to understand that, okay, this is like a bank account, and every day I'm going to deposit good nutrition, ability to move, good workouts, and the number of steps I take per day, right? Every day I'm going to deposit that. I'm going to do one thing that takes me closer to my fitness goals. Bank accounts, depositing, nutrition, food, workouts, exercise, right? Understand that losing bone mass or bone density as you age is very common, right? And especially in women, like women after menopause, and losing your bone mass and bone density is something that happens to everybody as you get older. But you can prevent it. You can slow down the amount of bone mass and bone density loss you have. You can slow down the rate at which it happens, right? By starting to weight lift and strength train. Yeah. And it's important that you start early, right? Because in order to reap the benefits of weight training and strength training, right, start earlier than you think you should. And I don't think that is stated enough for people. Like when people talk about fitness, do it just to lose weight? But for me, that's why when I talk about fitness, it's always about sustainability and playing the long game, right? Because at the end of the day, your body will thank you. And I'm saying this from a place of experience as well, with older adults that I've trained that did not start out lifting early, right? Instead, maybe in their 50s. Your body will thank you. And I've said this thing on Twitter before where I said that the body you're going to carry in your 40s is what you're building now. The body you're going to carry in your 40s and 50s is what you're feeding now, right? And I said it jokingly one time where I said that I'm waiting for some of you because the money I'll collect that time, you go, that kind of money that when it hits my account, be like, my account, that's kind of money. But yeah, the body you're going to carry later on is what you are putting in work for now, or not putting in work for some of you. It's what you are eating for now, or not eating for. But at the end of the day, I said this thing to a lot of my clients when I say, the body always remembers. Whatever it is you are doing to it now, you're not getting away with it because you're in your 20s. The body always remembers. The lack of sleep, the consistent drinking and smoking, the partying, the body always remembers. And for some people, like, it's not that, okay, maybe you end up having cancer. For some people, they don't end up having cancer, but the body will remember. And it might not be cancer, but you will pay for the decisions you're making now concerning your health, your food, and your fitness, right? So start making better decisions now. Start taking out things slowly and adding things back in, right? Reduce the amount of consumption, reduce the amount of alcohol. If it's everyday drinking, limit it to 4 days a week when you first start. Next thing, 3 days, another time, 2 days. Before you know, you're at 1 day a week. Also, when it comes to smoking, like I said, the body will remember. And you see this argument that you guys are going to have and say, oh, tobacco and shisha and cigarettes, it's not the same thing. So if I'm smoking, please. Please don't. Especially not with me. Don't do it. If you are thinking it, you want to resist the urge. Let the Holy Spirit constrain you. In that regard, hold yourself. But yeah, so like I was saying, for beginners, I really wanted to put this part in the video. Start early. And for women, please lift. You don't have the hormonal possibilities to look like a man. If I told you how hard building muscle is, even for people that are fitness freaks like I am, it will shock you. You can't look like a man. You have to be injecting testosterone. You have to be having outside, like, but yeah, my point is, you can't look like a man. You have estrogen, a lot of it, and for you to build muscle in that way, because I'm speaking to those of you that your excuse for not lifting is this. No, I don't look like a man. Oh my God, I will not be muscular. All right, so yeah, and also I wanted to state I'm launching a virtual trainer this month. I'm calling the virtual pro trainer because it has everything that you're going to need if you wanted to start your fitness journey. Everything that you need if, okay, fine, I want to start working out, I want to be consistent. It's not workouts that are like an hour long. No, they are short, precise, to the point workouts. What the virtual trainer has is it has 4 weeks of workout videos where I'm showing you what to do, showing you how to correct your form, showing you why your form or lack of form. And I'm talking you through like the workouts and through the weeks of each, like through the weeks in each video. Yeah. So it also has a full meal plan, a full nutrition plan and breakdown of your snacks, your lunch, your dinner, your breakfast. And it has alternate meals in case something is on the plan and you want to switch up. I'm also adding a recipe book to it, a full Nigerian recipe book that helps you with recipes in a healthier way, right? There's even a egusi soup inside this recipe book and how to cook egusi soup in a healthier way as well, right? So this virtual pro trainer is going to launch is launching for between 10 to 14.99 thousand naira. So 10,000 naira to 14,999 naira, right? And when you pay for it and you download it, it's going to have everything. When you download it, you download everything at once. It will have your meal plan, your recipe book, your videos, the intro video. It will have the pep talks that I'm giving along the way. And it will have, it's supposed to have a place where, like a worksheet where you tick like what it is you've achieved, how the week has gone so far. And then you send it to me in my email at the end of each week, right? And I respond via email. The reason why I'm creating this plan is because some of you have said that you're not able to afford me to be your 247 virtual coach. And so I decided to make a plan that helps both of us. It helps me coach you, and it helps you achieve your goals whilst still having me like work with you, right? So it's not hands-on like my regular coaching programs, meaning that I don't coach you every day of the week. There's no consistent checkups and check-in and conversations and tweaking and all of that. It's not that, but it is a really, really good plan. And I'm putting everything into this plan so that you don't even feel like, oh, okay, it's not as good as my like 247 coaching. No, I'm putting everything into this plan. So if you know that fitness is something that you have as a goal for 2022, if you know that you want to work with me as a coach, then this plan is for you and you should get it. If you were fit before and you fell off and you want to start, this is a really good place to start. And one of the things that I really like about this plan is the fact that each week progresses in difficulty, right? So it's not one workout that you're doing for the entire 4 weeks. No, if you've worked with me before or if you know about my work, I don't build plans like that, right? And I dare say that I'm pretty badass at being a coach, fitness and nutrition, right? I've not even talked about the other side. Okay. Yeah, so the difficulty progresses per week and you have explanations and reps and sets and everything in your plan. So yeah, please, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. And if you want to be notified when this virtual pro trainer comes out, you'll be the first to get the link and be able to pay for it. Then please click the link below in the description and you would be able to join the waiting list basically, and you'll be the first to know when it's out. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, please leave it in the comment below. I would gather most of the comments. Ask me anything, nutrition and fitness, and I will compile it and make a video about it to help you guys. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.